Yes, I'm alive. That's right. Yeah, let me just. Hold on. Probably fine. That's probably fine. Have to do this a bit old school way because we don't have a kickstand anymore. That looks better. Okay, first things first. Hi, it's been a while. Uh, Stuff has happened. We're gonna talk about it. First on the agenda, I've had this for a while now, but yeah, that's right. Huh, huh. Yeah, that's right. Don't worry, it's not sharp. I'm not an idiot. I'm just very stupid. Okay, so as you guys know, it is uh June. That's two things happening. First is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Second thing, and something I wanted to talk a little bit about, is men's mental health. I'm going to adjust the camera, and while I do that, I just want to talk about it for a second. So, you guys know I am very vocal when it comes to my mental health. Kind of like semi-vocal to very vocal. At least the people who know me know I am very kind of outspoken about that. So yeah, as we know in our society over the years and stuff, mental health, especially for men, hasn't really been a open topic of sorts. But I mean, that's changed obviously since we're in a society now that is much more open to mental health. That's really good. I feel like, and I'm not speaking for everybody on the planet here, but I feel like for men specifically, mental health is a bit of a gray moral topic. People don't really like to bring it up because as a men, and I'm not speaking for everybody here, but I'm just saying statistically, as men, we like to kind of not really talk about mental health, especially due to, the conditions that we grew up under. I'm not saying everyone is like this, but sometimes, in case you couldn't tell, this is going to be a semi-serious video, but just want to get something out. That, you know, men growing up in this generation or last generation were kind of taught that mental health wasn't really something that needed to be brought up. And I think nowadays, with changes in a social media and then B, just I feel like more exposure, and then C, the pandemic changed everything. I just feel like now would be a pretty good time. I know, it's almost over. June. I know. I've been kind of semi going through something too. I'll get into that in a second, but I just want to say, men's mental health is has been a very sensitive topic, and while yes, this month is Pride Month, I feel like I would like to acknowledge, hey, it's Mental Health Month. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I just want to say, first of all, to all the boys watching this video, fuck with you. You're doing good. Keep it up. Second, I kind of want to touch up on my experience with mental health a little, just a little bit. Um, So when I was growing up, I I should probably include this now, but trigger warning. We're gonna go into heavy topics, so check yourself. Um, when I was younger, I kind of just wasn't really taught all that much about mental health. Truly, I think it was due to my environment. I grew up in not like a rough area, but the hood. I grew up in the hood. You would never be able to guess that about me, but I grew up in the hood, yeah. I don't know how to structure this. You guys saw I don't have a script prepared for this. I grew up in the hood, and mental health wasn't really talked about a lot growing up in my family, at least. So, yeah, I was struggling, you could say. My family was always getting into like arguments, like sometimes petty arguments, but mainly stuff about money and stuff. I don't want to go into detail about it because I A, don't remember, and B, it's not really my place to put other people's business out there, but arguments. Let's just say, for the sake of this, arguments. I've been exposed to a lot of arguments at my young age. So, that kind of reflected on me as a kid because when I was a kid, I used to like lash out kind of. I used to lash out a lot. It was kind of bad because of the fact that and it wasn't even just me. A lot of the people around me, like the kids around me, they were kind of a-holes. Funny story. I had a crush on this one girl at this like little summer program or like after school program when I was younger. So I told one of my friends, I'm like, hey, this girl, because we were at the cafeteria waiting to get picked up and eating lunch at the time. So I see this girl across from where we were sitting, like across the room. So I'm like, I told one of my friends, hey, crush on this girl, don't keep it between us. This motherfucker goes, oh, you mean you don't want me to go over there and tell her? No, not particularly. Another time, I was with one of my homeboys. This is when we were in school. For context, there was this girl. I don't remember her like name, kind of. But me and her, we used to go like back and forth and back and forth, like in that, and not really like a bad way. We were kind of like, we were friends. We were close. You could tell we were friends. At least I think, and I hope, because I had a group of friends, quote unquote. There was another girl. She was really nice, like quiet. I forget her name. They're all really nice, but I had a crush on said girl. So I told my homeboy, I'm like, yo, under, under oath, don't tell anybody. We were at the lunch table. This motherfucker says, hey, this dude has a crush on you, right? For the whole goddamn lunch table, bro. You know what I learned that day? I learned never to trust anybody again, bro. That's what you need to learn. Let me give the camera a little recentering. Trust nobody. That's how I got through life. Jokes aside, you can tell by the stories I've presented so far that I was not very, I wasn't very, I just wasn't, I guess, in a position to where I could really say my feelings in confidentiality with anybody. It's a brunch. I'm fidgeting with just in case. So yeah, I wasn't really in a position where I could tell people how I felt and then not kind of turn on my back. That's all that. There was also a time I got jumped. I'm not gonna lie to you people. I got jumped when I was like really little at this like elementary school thing. That elementary school, by the way, I had the issues with, bro. I got jumped in the back of the school with some older kids and my friends. There was this one situation though that kind of weirded me out. See, it's no secret that I was a Power Rangers fanatic when I was a kid. I still kind of am, but obviously kind of mellowed out. This is important. So, when I was coming up, there was a little, series of making a comeback. Power Rangers Samurai, that shit was everywhere. Me, I didn't really see much of the original Power Rangers because, duh, wasn't alive. But when I saw clips and reruns and all that shit on YouTube, I'm like, okay. So, thus began the spiraling, I'd like to call it. I just went into this deep ass Power Rangers phase, bro. I'm still in it today, kind of, but less. So we're in this YMCA program at the like one of my other schools, right? And there are these group of like older kids. I'm like, and I see they have a Power Rangers Super Samurai book. I'm saying Super Samurai because, for context here, when Saban bought back the rights to Power Rangers and they were able to air it on Nickelodeon, they like this is just went under Power Rangers as a whole. They had to air it as like two separate shows. So it'd be like, let's just use the example in the story. It'd be Samurai, Power Rangers Samurai, and then Power Rangers Super Samurai. Why? I don't know. You never see SpongeBob Super SquarePants. Who am I to judge? Capitalism is capitalism. Game recognized game. Moving on. So I see these kids with the Power Rangers Super Samurai book. I'm like, I go over them like, yo, is that a Power Rangers book? Yo, I'm a huge fan. I swear to God, I can't get like a few sentences out. This jackass. I could not remember his face for the life of me. I think he was blonde. Jackass. He just starts swearing at me. He just starts cussing me out. I'm like, for what reason are you doing this? He just starts cursing me out, bro. I don't even remember what I said. I think he remember. This was a long time ago, man. I don't remember what the hell he said. All I know is he said fuck and probably one or two sentences. That's about as much as I remember. There was another time that I can remember. I was at the YMCA program again, and we were outside. Now, fellas, I'm gonna put myself out there for a little bit and say I had a crush on this one girl. Surprise, surprise. This is all gonna pertain back to the whole men's mental health awareness month. I promise you. I just feel like so you guys can connect with me better on a more deeper level. You guys know the shit I went through, so it's no secret that I've been a fan of making fun of myself. So here you go for comedic purposes. I had a crush on this one girl. I don't remember her real name. I don't remember her name at all. But me and her, we were tight, bro. We were tight. We weren't dating because we were like 6 or like 5 or something. I don't remember. But this is how I fumbled. I remember I fumbled this girl because we were sitting at the back of the school. There was like we were allowed to go in the play area, obviously the playground, and then there was like an area behind the play area, like an old-ish building. So we were there. We were sitting on top of we were on a railing, I think, like a ledge. She's eating snacks, animal crackers, right? We're eating animal crackers together. Now, fellas, this is where I realized I have fallen for this girl. She takes a drink of her water. I will demonstrate this, matter of fact. Right? This is what she does. She takes the bottle and then uses her shirt to just. And then she tells us like, "Hey, you want to sit?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Now I was a child and I was stupid at the time. Lo and behold, can you guess what happened next? Someone got to her first. I was so mad that day. Oh my god. And this is the last story I remember about. It's not really a story, but this is just in general, for women at least. There was this one girl, we're gonna call Serendipity, and my grandma, she used to come pick me up because our apartment was like right here, and the school was across. Like it was okay, so you went out the apartment, turned left, and you walked out into the road, and then you could go straight and then cross the road, and then the school will be like, this is like the crosswalk. You cross the road, so on the you're on the other side of the street, and then you walk forward, and then the school will be like right here. Across from the school was a pizza shop. Keep that pizza shop in mind. So my grandma used to come pick me up sometimes when my mom couldn't. And there's one day she's like, "Hey, whatever happened to that girl Serendipity?" You know how bad it is when your own grandmother remembers a girl that you don't? That's wild. For, some levity here, in case there wasn't already enough of that. I don't know why I'm talking about this now, but apparently while we were in school, this car crash happened across the street of the pizza joint I was talking about earlier. So, like a car crashed into the pizza joint. It was on the news. I could have been on the fucking news. I could have been on the news, but I didn't. Damn it, man. I'm mad about that. Because I saw it on the news when I was going home. I'm like, damn, that should have been me. All that to say, I had a pretty interesting childhood in upbringing. I was at like a little summer program one day to get things back on track at least. And, again, trigger warning. Trigger warning. I was sitting with a group of NPCs. They were NPCs, basically. I heard a random word going around. The word was suicide. I was like, I don't know how young I was, but I was like, I want to commit suicide. I'm like, the girl looked at me and she was like, yo, you know that means you want to. I know this video will probably get taken down, so let me shut up and real quick. You know you want to unalive yourself, right? I'm like, oh. Your point? Yeah, I think that's when it kind of started, man. I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of where it started. And me and my mom used to do these like prayers before night, every night. And I remember I would always sneak in. She would be like, everyone may be prosperous. And I was like, everyone except me, under my breath. That's where it kind of started. And another thing I want to mention is I have not had a father. I don't have a father. Obviously, I don't have a father. Obviously, I don't have a father. Right, 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 guys. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Honestly, who would have thought? Not me, that's for damn sure, guys. I wouldn't. No way. He doesn't have a dad, guys? That's crazy. Who could have predicted that this wonderful ray of sunshine had no father? if it wasn't obvious enough, I have not had a father. Obviously, I don't have a father. And he's ever been active in my life. Or just in my life in general. I think all of this stuff kind of went under the radar until I got to when we moved. We moved into my cousin's house for a while. And mind you, I had been living up with my grandma all the way up to this point. It was like during COVID or like pre-COVID. We moved into my cousin's house, and then COVID started, the lockdown started. And I had to do online schooling for the first time. Let me tell you guys something. That broke me. My grandma was and still and will ever be my favorite person. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of memories of me, like my mom being at work, so me being in the living room watching TV, Power Rangers Dino Charts, Danny Phantom. Yeah, I remember watching Peak in the living room and going into the drawer that's just like little like cabinet thing in the kitchen and just raiding it for snacks, and my grandma being in her room smoking, like while still watching me. So that was pretty alright. And my aunt always used to live next door. Before she moved in, before we moved out yet. So it was like that. I have very fond memories of that time, and I wish I could go back, but we can't. We moved. Stay with me now. So when we moved out into my cousin's house, I was like, yo, Mom, when are we going to see Grandma again? When are we going back? When are we going back? I dead ass, like, I'm being so, like, let me get up from the camera here real quick. I have cried myself to sleep when I was, like, little because I couldn't see my grandma again. Like, dead ass. Like, I was that distraught over not seeing my grandma and my mom not giving me answers I cried, dude. I just cried. And then we moved to this piece of shit. We moved here. Yay! I hate this place. I hate it. I hate it a lot. I don't like this apartment. It sucks. Obviously. Yeah, it sucks, dude. We move. Stay with me now. So, we move here, and I meet some people when we done moving in and shit. There's some like kids outside playing around. And you know, I was outside. You know, I was really outside. I transferred school district, so I got to go to my elementary school down here. So it'd be like, you know how like COVID, you do like A and B online, and whatever days follow up in person. That's what we did. I even was in the YMCA. YMCA till I died, nigga. Anyway, we moved, right? So, you know, things were going all right. Things were looking up. I got this feeling of dread in my soul for some reason. I don't know why. I just had this like feeling of, you know, dread and anguish. But I'm like, I would push it aside. I go outside with my friends. Middle school rolls around. Oh Lord, let me tell you something real quick. Middle school will forever be the most challenging moment in my entire life because of how weird it was. I can't remember much of 6th or 7th grade, really. Get it? 6, 7. Get it? 6, 7. I made the joke. I made the joke, so you guys couldn't. Are you happy now? Damn. I'm sorry, I'm projecting. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, the angle, I'm realizing how bad the camera angle is. I broke my case, so I can't use that as a stand anymore. I'm using the TV, so that's why the angle is higher than it normally is. I just feel like I should point it out. Mentions of, you know, the unaliving act, Sabuku, basically, but I remember being in like a dark place. That's where it like came back and really started to become a problem. I feel like just in middle school. Um, it was weird, man. I'm gonna go into a little bit of detail, but I attempted unaliving myself at least a few times, more than two. They were all stupid grinded, but like it was that bad. Um, it was that bad. I think that yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad, but then it was summer break. I think it was transitioning from me into sixth grade to seventh grade. Yeah, sixth grade to seventh grade or seventh grade to eighth grade. That summer of 2023, everyone makes a dream like the jokes, find your, like all the memes and stuff. But that time was magic because I went down to my cousin's house after they moved into this really nice apartment complex. I'm talking, it was quiet as shit. They lived near the beach. It was perfect, absolute cinema. Dare I say? That summer was genuinely life changing because it feels like I had like laid my soul to rest. I got recharged. I got reorganized. I got recentered. It was great, honestly. It was beautiful, bro. Um, we went to, let's see here. We went to go, go karting. We went go karting. Y'all motherfuckers might as well call me the Black Mario. Actually, don't call me that because I damn near almost broke my neck and almost lost my phone. It fell out of my pocket inside of the cart I was in, and I didn't even realize it until I was like out. I'm like, oh damn, where's my phone? So I ran back in the cage. I got it. Life, man, it sure is beautiful, huh? Maybe you'll try to right. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Point is, it was beautiful. I needed it. It was perfect. I loved it. And I think it was during Christmas. You know what I got for Christmas? I got a PS5. My uncle is one of, if not the greatest people to ever do it. He's the one who hooked me up with this. This is Genji's katana from Overwatch. I don't play Overwatch anymore. Call me a LARPer, I dare you. Anyway, yeah, I got a PS5. I couldn't hook it up correctly to the Wi-Fi for some reason. I was stuck playing Astro's Playworld. Moron. I got stuck playing Astro's Playroom all the time because I couldn't really figure out how to work the damn thing. But when we did, my cousins came over, it was cool. And I was looking for games that were free. If you thought I was going to ask them to buy me games, you're crazy. You're smoking. I want some. I'm playing. Don't do that. Don't smoke. Ain't no good. But, I did find one game. Ah, damn. I wonder what game it was. I think it was called Rec Room. Yeah. I downloaded Rec Room on one of my winter breaks. It was alright at first, I loaded it. I will never forget. The first game I ever loaded into that I remember positively was Ignited Entered. Like, dead ass. Bro, I fell into that shit hard. That's when I started falling into animation. Speaking of animation, and I found a series on YouTube by a studio made named Glitch Productions. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but they made one series that I kind of liked. You know, that series, I think it was called, like, you know, I forget what it was. I think it was called Murder Drones or something. Yeah, I think it was called Murder Drones. I'm not entirely sure. You know, memory, you know. It's fine. Okay, so jokes aside, I started watching Murder Drones in middle school. Deadass. That shit was so good. At the time, there was only up to episode 6. So I was kind of watching episode 1. I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. Episode 2, okay, this is pretty good. And then by episode, like, I started falling in love heavily with this show, bro. It was it was cool. I liked it, obviously. And then I went on Rec Room and I'm like, let me see if there are some Murder Drone games. The very first game, it was Fantoon's map. I don't know if you're ever going to see this, but hi, Fantoon. It's me, Max. You don't probably remember me. Remember when you tried killing all of us as a prototype? Yeah, that one black guy who was constantly trying to, you know, make deals to let others go because I was a selfless piece of shit. That's me. I hope you're having a good life. But in like reality, yeah, Murder Drones was pretty good. So I looked up any games to see if there were any on Rec Room, and I found one. It was Fantoon's map. Man, that time of my life, it was peaceful, honestly. It was calming, kind of. Because I feel like mainly throughout that time, it was like when I was on winter break and, you know, snow was outside and shit. So, yeah, man. It was also when I just stopped going outside a lot of the time. Because no one else was really outside. That was an intentional voice crack, I swear. But, yeah. And I met 2 people, Small Lunar VR and Nori. Or no, Nari. My ride or dies. Let me tell you that right now, bro. My ride or fucking dies. Lunar, or Uzi, as I called her, she quit, I think, because I haven't seen her online, like, ever since that. But Nari, go. I don't know if you're ever going to see this video, but I hope you're doing alright. I'm still alive, unfortunately for you. So, yeah. But those are my 2 closest friends that I've made on this game so far. Peak. You know, it was going really good. So, you know, one day I was like, you know, let's be different. Let's be different. I was feeling a little bold. So I searched up, you know, I was looking. I found one game by this one guy named Sabo the Maximus. Okay, so, I scrolled down, I played it. It was called Murder Drones Episode 6. Dead End. No. Dead End. I think it was called Dead End. Whatever. We just called it Murder Drones Episode 6. Y'all, I was there during the early stages where we were teleported inside this waiting room area and go either to the costumes that were like near the ice in New York the city right in front of you, or that you can go to the actual underground map. I actually met the creator for the first time. I met Sabo. Hi, Sabo. Hi, Moon. Hi, however many people are watching this video from Rec Room. Hi. That's right. I'm a real boy, nigga. Alright, my fault. My fault. But, yeah. I remember just, I saw the creator. I was like, yo, this dude is cool, man. I like this dude's style. The game got updated. You know, as episode 7 came out, I was in 8th grade working on a project. That we'll get to that. We'll get to that because that's a different timeline. But the game got updated as the months went by. I spent damn near all my time just playing fucking Rec Room. And it got to the point. I'll remember one time I was in a random Murder Drones horror game, and I forget how we met because I had met a lot of people on Rec that were just randoms, but I was bored and no one really was online. I'm pretty sure it was the last day of school too. Like it was the last day of school. So, for context, it was the last day of middle school and I was going into 8th grade. I tell you right now, the last day, I swear to God, and this is how you know I trust you motherfuckers. I was bawling my eyes out, bro. I was yo, I was a mess, bro. I called one of my friends. I'm like, yo, I'm so sad, bro. Shut the hell up. But long story short, I calmed my ass down, and I was just messaging this rando Aria, I think. Hi. Yeah, that's right. We've now gone into the official down the rabbit hole thing. So, I meet this person, we link pretty cool, and we hit it off pretty well, pretty fast. Damn near, I would say. My buddy old pal Aspen. Because Nari wasn't around all the time, and I had no one else to hang out with, really. So, Aspen, bro. Let me tell you, he's into horror, bro. He's into, horror, all that stuff. We were chilling, bro. We were mates. We still are. We're pretty cool. But yeah, that just sparked the friendship, I would say. Eventually, I forget how it started, but I joined Aspen in a public of, I think, episode 6, and I saw Sabo, and it was obvious they knew each other. And I was with my other friend, one of my other friends at the time, Walter White. It was good, my G. Yeah, I was with Walter at the time, and I swear to God, we were messing around, and then the sky went dark. I forget how it started, but this sparked the resistance, I guess you could call it. So it was an average day. Me and Walter, we were screwing around, being buddies, and I kid you not, I don't remember how it happened, but everything went to zero, from 0 to 100 real quick. The sky went dark. I saw these monsters. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I grabbed Walter, on a few other randoms. We head down into the bunker. We head into Alice's room. We close the door. I will never forget this visual, bro. I dead ass. I kid you not. I was looking at the camera screen. I just see Sabo's big ass. I see Moon's big ass. I see Eggie's big ass. I see fucking Lunar. I see everybody, bro. Even Aspen. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I panicked, bro. I was fucking panicking. After all that shit was said and done, I was like, dog, this shit, we need a resistance. I think you can see how this was going, right? So
as the days went on, I get to brag about this, but joke's on you, motherfuckers. I was one of the first people who got a sneak peek into episode 1 that another map the Sabo was making. It was me, Aspen, Sabo. I think Moon was there. I forget who else was there, but it was cool. I liked it. And that's another thing I liked about Sabo's maps. They weren't like a ripoff. They were like dead ass 1-to-1 scales, bro. That's why I like his maps over just in general, because they felt so faithful to the source material. I'm getting off topic, but I just like to leave in little tidbits here and there. Eventually, I meet this V, someone who's wearing one of the V costumes. I'm like, yo, it was during another one of Solver X's. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm talking to you right there. I'm using a government, pal. Solver X's things. I'm like, I'm panicking. So, and I see this V, so I'm like, yo, bro, you know what's going on? He's like, nah, not really. You know who that V was? That was my boy Echo. One of my ride or dies, bro. I tell you. Hi, Echo. Because I know his ass is watching the video. Hi. I'm not dead, by the way. The reason, I guess this is a side note, but it's kind of interesting and, needs to be talked about. If you've been calling, and this goes for Mario too and everyone else, if you've been wondering why I haven't been answering my calls or my texts, my cell service got cut off, and we're hopefully getting some new phones this sometime, hopefully this week. So that's what that is. Hopefully we're getting new phones. Hopefully, I keep my own number, so I don't gotta do anything else. Just a heads up. Moving along. So, it's me and then Echo. I don't even remember it, bro. It was a blur. I met Alex. I met Owen, aka Winnie. I met so many people in like a span of a month or two that I don't remember how, but I remember this though. I remember vividly. I was down in at my cousin's house, and we were getting ready to go get ice cream, right? Touch grass. So I was with Aspen at the time. I'm like, hey, because we were making my Murder Zone version of me. So I'm like, hey, can you make me a Murder Zone? He's like, bet, I got you, fam. I got mint chocolate chip. Fight me. It's one of the best flavors. Stand on that. 10 toes down. But as I came back into my room at the time, I turned around and I saw Aspen. Like, he tapped me on the shoulder, so I turned around. Like, yeah, it was me, bro. It was the very first version of Max Kabuto Murder Zone version, the first ever. I'm talking ground zero. That was how I knew that that was like my best friend right there, and then B, that's how I knew my boy. That was my boy right there. Like that's just how I knew. Yeah, she's about to get wicked real quick. We move along, bro. We move. I tell you what. It was me, Alex, Aspen, Walter, Winnie, and then Hunter. I don't know if Hunter watching my videos. Was good, Hunter. If you're seeing this, if he's not seeing this, then spam this to Hunter. But yeah, and a few other people, like Lust and Providers, or how many people I forget. We have formed a little squad. You know what I'm saying? I made a map that it was like a house that all of our characters would live in. Peak. Genuine peak, bro. We were messing around. We played music. I remember this one time that we were in a map that Aspen made. It was like kind of, in a sense, episode 3. Yeah. Yes. 3. That was a prom episode, right? Yeah, that was a prom. It was basically that. It was me and Alex up on stage, and then it was Aspen and Walter down on the party floor, just messing around. Bro, me and Alex, we were just singing our hearts out, bro. It was like a concert in that motherfucker. I can sing. Not great, but I can sing. My fellows, they will vouch for me, but I can sing, kind of. Kind of. But that was relevant, but yeah, kind of. That was like a core memory for me, bro. That was when I know I had like my true fucking friends, bro. Ride or dies, bro. That was how I knew, bro. They were my fucking squad. They were my squad. You know? It was like, I just remember being on that stage with my boy, or just like going crazy on the fucking mic, bro. It was something from The Bad Guys, that one movie that came out, like the first one. Bro, me and him were just doing our motherfucking thing on the stage, but like we were singing all that other stuff. It was peak. Eventually, I don't know how I managed this, but I can brag about it. You know, episode 1 came out. By this point, you know, I was friends with like Echo and Sage. I don't remember. No, this came before that, but I was friends with Echo at the time, and I remember. It was me, Echo, and this one random guy. He was wearing orange, and he was wearing like sunglasses and stuff. And it's, I think, like laser. No, it was a paintball outfit, right? He dropped. I don't know what he said, but he said something so devious to, I think it was Sabo. I'm like, yo, bro, I respect the hell out of you for that. He's like, yo, I appreciate your respect and stuff. So. That's how I met Elvis, bro. That's how I met Elvis. And by this point, bro, you can tell the pieces were starting to come together. I don't know how, but let's just speed on it. I met Sage. I don't remember when or how I met Sage. Me and him were twinning. It was eventually Echo and Sage introduced me to Trix. So, you know, I met Trix for the first time in episode 1. And you know what, bro? It was me. It was me, Echo, Uzi. You know who you are. Trix, Sage, Elvis. We were the Resistance, bro. I tell you what. We blended up everything. It was like anime. It was anime, Warhammer 40k. Eventually, you know, Egby joined the squad. It was really cool to me that I was hanging out with the devs, bro. I knew like everybody on the team, bro. I knew Moon, I knew Sable. I knew those guys. Like, we hung out together. It was cool. I remember this one time, bro. They said they would wait up for me. Like, dead ass, we were gonna play something. I forget what game it was. I think it was Make It to Midnight. And, you know, my internet and shit went out at the time, so I couldn't do anything. I couldn't call or text anybody. When I got back, they were so mad at me, but not because I was like, they were like, dude, where the hell were you? We were waiting up for you. I'm like, wait, you guys waited up for me, of all people? I feel honored. They're like, yeah, of course we waited up for you. You're our friend. We're gonna wait up for you. Bro, I tell you what, that put a smile on my face. I'm like, oh, damn, I guess we are friends, huh? And like, that was when I think, because like, listen, I'm insecure, obviously, from the video, right? But that was the first time, I think, I was able to call those people my friends, bro. We were like, that was... I miss those guys, honestly. Like, deadass. I miss y'all, bro. Like, we used to stay up all night. Like, not all night, but we used to stay up at night. I remember this one time, it was me, Echo, and Sabo in a server. He had to go to bed. Like, he put his VR down, so I'm like, and I thought he couldn't hear me, so I was like, and he was never seen again. That motherfucker, yo, he sat up so fucking quick, my soul left my body. It was so fun, bro. And like, it wasn't just Moon. Like, it was like, they was a scary nigga. I'm talking like it was they were all scary, including Egby because he didn't talk, like barely he didn't talk. They were scary as shit, and not because it was the fact that I just didn't know them like that. So I'm like, okay, well I'm the outcast. I feel like I was like more quiet when like a big group of us were hanging out. I was quiet because I was like, damn, I don't really know if they like me. And then the whole like waiting up for me thing happened. I still get flashbacks to that. It was just then like being so mad. It was like not mad and like a dude, what the hell you made it. Like it was like kind of like in a friendship kind of concerned ish way. Like where the hell were you, bro? We were worried. Like I don't know if they use the word worried, but like they were like, yo, we waited up for you. I'm like, oh, you guys waited up for me? I feel bad. It's like, yeah, that's what friends do. Water break. Because my voice hurts. So, yeah. Now it's time for the semi-serious stuff. It was during Christmas. It was a winter update. Me, Sabo, Moon, and then me. Wait, no, it was Sabo, Moon, Echo, Action, aka Uzi, fucker. I'm using your government name too. And then me. Like we were in episode 6. We were getting shown around, the Christmas map, and there was just one motherfucker who would not stop pestering me. Pestering and pestering, like, hey, can I join you? 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 Hey, can I... Like, dude, no, screw off. He was persistent, little fucker. I'm just gonna skip over the whole ordeal. My niggas, we know what happened. We know what happened. Y'all don't need to know what happened because that was a whole other can of worms. I don't feel like opening up right now. We move. Stay with me now. I think during that time, but also just transitioning into high school, out of 8th grade, kind of fucked me up mentally. I was still pretty messed up mentally, of course, but I just remember having these talks with the team. I'm calling us a team. I don't give a fuck how bad that sounds. But I just remember having talks with the guys. I'm like, yo, this would bother me. And it's not just me. It was like all of us collectively. We as humans are flawed. We all have our issues, but I feel like the group I was with, they got it because they were going through stuff too. Like we were all collectively going through shit. So I think, it wasn't just, Echo and, say it was like niggas like Glitch, like Zero, Glitch and Zero. Hi guys, it's good. But yeah, like all my niggas, bro, we were hurting. Just as people, we were hurting. And I think that's what made it so easy to like reach out to them. Because I had their numbers, they had my numbers. We were talking a lot, on rec, off rec. But yeah, we were just talking. We were close, bro. We are close. We're hella close now. Look, shit happened. There have been a lot of like people who came and went. Yeah. Sabo and Moon, they quit. Lunar quit. Sell out. Got something in my throat. But yeah, they quit. It was sad. It was because of the fact that honestly, I knew them. It was like when a friend of yours moves away and you don't know their number, so you can't talk to them like ever. What it felt like. It hurt, dude. Like it hurt a lot. And it wasn't just me. It was like Elvis. It was Like it was Loomis. It was a lot of us. We were hurting, you know. Some more than others, but overall we got over it. I feel like. Um, but I tell you what, one day, me, Echo, Elvis, and Action, we're like, you know what? Screw it. Why not make our own? This is pre-Sable movie, mind you. But we were like, screw it. Why don't we make our own map? And thus, Disassembly was born. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Disassembly. Not disassembly, disassembly. The real ones know the story to how that name came about, but stay with me now. We move. You know, it was just us in that map all the fucking time, bro. It was like a simple park map. It was funny actually. So it was us. We were in episode 1. We were in the episode 1 map one day, and we came across this guy in a Thad outfit. One of the best characters in Murder Drones, by the way. His name was Mario, or his real Mariano, but we called him Mario. It was right there. Come on. But it was us and Mario. He was loud as hell, bro. He was loud, bro. He was loud, aggressive. He said like a lot of like outrageously out of pocket things. He was funny as shit. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Come up here. Come up here. You want us now? Hey, me to you. You my nigga. You know, like all that shit. So you know, he gets integrated into the group, and boom, we're chilling. Egby made his own episode 8 map. Oh yeah, funny story by the way. When episode 8 of Murder Drones came out and like finished up, because me and Saber were talking about it earlier, like he was mad because we got the early release. US, yeah. But anywho, it was, I will never forget this. It was me, Aspen, Alex, and Walter, bro. We were in the house map that I was talking about earlier, in like a little circle, watching the entire episode, bro. It was so cool. And then I immediately had to go down to my cousin's house. I could not go anywhere and hear forever the song that played during the end credits of Murder Drones. I couldn't go anywhere without hearing that song and not cry. I was a sad man, bro. It was bad. I'm gonna take another water break because my throat's starting to hurt a little bit. That's better. But yeah, you know. I got over it. Of course I did. Come on. Come on now. So, you know, I got over it, and in time, it was like I was progressing. I had a lot of mental problems. There were a lot of roadblocks. You know, I was like going through it. I still am going through it. Not as like intently as before, but you know, a little bit here and there. But yeah, it was a while back then. But I was progressing. I made constant upgrades to Max, the Murder Zone version at least. No, just Max as a character overall in general. I made upgrades, updates, all that shit. I was hanging out with the guys every like damn near every day. I got like texts like, "Yo, you trying to hop on wreck? Yo, you trying to hop on?" When I got off of the bus to go back to my house, like, "Yo, you trying to hop on wreck? Yo, you trying to hop on wreck?" I was bullying other motherfuckers. "Yo, you trying to hop on? You trying to hop on wreck? You trying to hop on wreck?" Times, bro. what a time to be alive. And then, you know, a gray area. And not in the gray area that, like, it was gray. You know, like, stuff happened. I just don't really remember it or think it's important, essentially. RVS Studios, however, you know, we decided to be on the studio. Um, you know, I started working on Solver Deception. We started working on a lot of shit. Yeah, you know, gray areas, but semi important. You know, I was watching The Amazing Digital Circus because I was big on Rec Room, just in general, obviously. A video will be up about the circus, by the way. Don't forget, I saw the, I saw what happened, obviously. Expect that video to come out tomorrow, probably, if I'm, you know, if I remember, but a video will be made about it eventually. I will never forget it. It was me, it was Hunter, it was Aspen, it was Mario. We were in one of the maps Egby made, and before I even get into that can of worms, Sabo and Moon left. I talked about that, I think, yeah, so now we're good. But Echo had called me. He was like, yo, do you guys hear the news? I'm like, what news? Rec Room shut it down. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He was like, yeah, look it up. We were like denying it, like, oh, yeah, whatever. It's a prank. It's an April Fool. That shit was not an April Fool's joke, dog. Like, the game was dead ass shutting down. And you know what was crazy? Fuck. Black people here, bro. It's the worst. But anyway, you know what's crazy? Everything felt like it was going in slow motion for the first half of the month. And then when, you know, it was getting closer to June, like, it started slowing down. Everything started slowing down. Um, I was having fun. If I can find a way to upload the gameplay that I did, it was during the last days of Rec Room. It was me. It was the squad, bro. Elvis was there. We were all there, I think. Even Egby, even Sage, even Trix. We were all there. I don't know. Aspen, I think, was on. I think Aspen was on. I don't remember. We were in a map made by Fantoon, I believe. Hi, Fantoon, again, if you ever see this. But yeah, man. We were having fun, I swear, bro. We were running around at the speed of sound, no Sonic. At first, it was Death from Puss in Boots, but you know, progressively, it turned into the prototype from Happy Playtime. That was fun as shit, bro. I swear, I was screaming my ass off. Damn, I was screaming my ass off. Everybody screaming their ass off. I left. I swear I recorded the gameplay of it. I hopefully I can find it on my laptop. But I left to go eat Chinese food, and everyone just kind of left after that. After I came back, but yeah. It was one of my last days of school, I think, and you know, I was gunning it for home, bro, because it was June 1st. I was eating some cookies. I was on a Google Meet with Echo, and I couldn't log in. I could not log in. I was heartbroken, kind of, like inside internally. But the crazy thing is, I thought the Rec Room thing would hit me later that night. It's starting to hit me now, honestly. Like with summer break, I can't really hop on and see you guys anymore. I can't really call you guys because of the fact that, I don't have service on my phone. So like I said, we're getting new phones hopefully this week before we head down. So, and I hopefully get to keep my new number and my old phone. So I get to, keep my contacts, or I get to add you guys back, but it'll be under my regular number, so you guys will still know it's me. But yeah, man. And to circle back to what I was talking about earlier, it's it's July. It's not July. It's June. Fuck. It's June. I'm sorry. It's June and it's Pride Month. Happy Pride, guys. But it's also Men's Mental Health Month. That's what this video was kind of for. A few purposes. One, it was an update, but the second, more obvious one, it was because I wanted to do something for mental health. I wanted to kind of share with you, my lovely audience, all the stuff I've been through in my life. Not for any real reason. I guess just so you guys can feel more for where I'm coming from, because I don't feel like we really, it's been a while since my last video, and I want to start taking these YouTube things seriously. Yes, I'm still working on a Ruby video, or trying to structure how to do it. I did hear some news that there's going to be an expo this July. This coming July. I can't go because I'm poor, but hey man, if any voice actors or voice actors or anyone from Ruby is watching this video, don't screw it up. I'm playing. But, that's another thing I want to talk about before I end this video. Anime, as corny as this is gonna sound, it's gonna sound real fucking corny. But anime and video games kind of saved me because I was, like I said, in a really dark place. Especially during middle school. So they kind of brought me out of that headspace a little bit. And music also helped a lot. My favorite anime is Ruby, but yeah, for a long time I thought it was Demon Slayer, but now it's Ruby because of how it has influenced me and my way of thinking. This moral gray area. There's always gonna be gray areas in morality, and that's okay, Yeah. So that's kind of it. That's the video. I'm not dead, which sucks for you guys because I plan to keep going. So, yeah. I'm not dead. Hopefully I can make more videos with better equipment because my phone is basically gone at this point. But, yeah, man. I'll be a junior in September. That's crazy because I'm a sophomore. Yeah, but some parting words before we go our separate ways would be, I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, but if you feel down, just remember there are always going to be people to talk to. There are always going to be people who understand you. All you gotta do is just speak up, honestly. Rejection hurts. I know all too well, but that's just a part of life. Rejection is a part of life, and you just gotta roll with the punches. So, roll with the punches. And grief is another thing. Grief is something that is a part of life you can't really take away. Take time to grieve, but don't take too long. You know, it's okay to be broken, but you gotta pick yourself back up. Keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it pushing. And you know, as for men's mental health, to all my boys out there, I don't know if anyone's ever told you, but you know, listen. I, for one, am proud of you. You got this, my nigga. You know, just don't give up. Simple. Do not give up. This is rich coming from me, but you know, I have kind of been getting better in the mental space, I guess. So hey, if I'm still alive, then you know, that's good, right? So that's no excuse for you guys. You know, yeah, man, just keep going. Keep going. And it's something I've learned is if you're a man, it's okay to cry. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to cry. And I wish someone told me this when I was younger, but I just want to put this out there just in general. I'm looking too black. Here, let me spice this up real quick. There we go. You can see my black ass more clearly now, but I just want to say in general, it's okay to cry. It is okay to cry. Because that just proves how hell strong, like, you're strong as shit, bro. You're strong as shit. You crying isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that, you know, you need help. It's another thing. Accepting help is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Because it's allowing you to take off that burden that's on your shoulders. And, you know, it's another good thing to have people who are willing to help you out with that. So that's something I've learned throughout the years. Thank you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it. RVS till I die. Please, 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 for the love of God, give Sung Wukong more screen time in RWBY Volume 10, or I swear to God I'm gonna be pissed. He's my favorite character. He's my favorite character, bro. I need more scenes with him. I need more gunchucks, RWBY. I need gunchucks. Guys, come on. But, alright, so, in all seriousness, one more thing I do want to add is... Oh, man. I got a, like a little pin of Massimo to all of my RVS motherfuckers. You guys know Sparkthorn. Sparkthorn. Yes, sir. I would have used the name Arknights, but that was taken, unfortunately. Alright. I'm gonna get up out the way so y'all motherfuckers don't have to see my ugly ass anymore. By the way, since I know some of you guys will be watching this video, inevitably, send this video to the Discord. Please. I want people to know I didn't die. So, damn, I'm dark as shit. So just send this in the Discord, honestly. I want the others to know I'm alive and I'm doing okay. I want to say hi to you guys. Alright, that's it. Bye. Drink water and eat food, nigga.